Hi guys, hello Mary to everybody, it's MicheleMarieDalene, and today is a special day, and unfortunately I won't be able to follow your chats because I'm not using the YouTube encoder. I'm using another program on the Android phone to do this. Today our 11830 is going to be here doing the taping, and I wanted to kind of just give you a personal heads up as well as test some of the changes that we made to our portable studio in the past. And one of the biggest changes that we've made is, but then we're using with the Android phone, so that's what the change is. Okay, so we're testing the Android phone to do this at this point. So, let's see, where's the current live stream on this thing? Hurry over here. Okay. You should see how it's playing. Should see how it's playing. I'm tapping the microphone. Should see how it's playing. Yep, it's working. Okay, so anyway, I can't really follow your chats, so, but anyway, so I want to see if this is working because we had, not used this in a while, and I never used the iRig Pre with the Android phone, so that's new. The Android phone, has never been used with iRig Pre. So, but since I get your attention, I wanted to cover some news events that obviously, I was thinking about covering a couple of days ago, but I figured since I got your attention, I'm going to cover this right now. This Friday morning, let's see. This comes from a newspaper. It's an opinion editorial piece, and it's from CJNet to answer the Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube's problems with InfoWars transparency. Commentary: the only way these companies can fix this mess is to be open and honest with all of us about what's going on. Why is that so hard? It's time to pull back the curtain big time. Over the past 2 years, the tech industry has found itself in the middle of so many world-changing events. It's hard to keep track. We've seen privacy leaks like the ones centered on Cambridge Analytica, Russian interference in our elections, endless harassment, hate speech, the rise of the white supremacists, and threats of all-out nuclear war, just to name a few. And yet, we know shockingly little about the decisions that Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube make, impacting billions of people every day. Consider just the past week. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones and his publication InfoWars were largely booted off Apple's iTunes and podcast services. Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Stitcher, MailChimp, and Vimeo have all within a few days. In each of these cases, the companies cited their community rules or terms of service, which prohibit hate speech and harassment. When I asked about specific violated which specific posts violated rules and what rules were in particular Jones ran afoul of. Facebook, YouTube, Stitcher, Apple, and others declined to provide details or didn't respond to my requests. All they would say is that Jones and InfoWars violated the rules, and that was that. Many people cheered the tech's moves. After all, Jones in particular has accused the families of the 20 first graders killed in the Sandy Hook massacre in 2012 of faking their children's deaths. At least 9 families of Sandy Hook victims have now sued Jones and InfoWars for defamation. How could that type of speech, demonstrably false claims, had led to harassment of grieving families be okay? Question mark. Add to that more than half of U.S. adults support tech companies taking steps to restrict false information, quote, even if it limits the public's freedom to access and publish information, as a Pew Research Center survey found in April. You would think that this would be a no-brainer. Yet, when the big tech companies cut off InfoWars' account, some people cried foul, this time because the companies didn't explain the specific reason why. What has changed that week? They refuse to say. And that's part of the problem, okay? First of all, anybody can say you ran afoul of the terms of service. And unfortunately, if they don't tell you what the terms of service is they ran afoul of, they can make up any phony baloney story they want and they can get away with it, and there's nothing you can do about it. You understand what I'm trying to say here? So the question is did he really violate the terms of service, or are they just making a story and covering their butt by saying it's none of your business? Makes me wonder. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I think we need to either A, have all these people tell us exactly what the story was, or they should if they can't give us the true story, they should just someone give him a formal apology, give him back his account, and leave it alone until they can find and justify their actions. Because they know more about us than we know about them, and that's what the article is trying to say. It makes me think, if they know so much about you, in fact, they want to work with your bank to learn even more about you, that's kind of disturbing. In fact, if anything, that makes me kind of vexed. How can all this be happening? Why are we allowing this to happen? Good question. But that's not the answer. We need to know the reason, and the companies need to be very clear on what the terms of service are, and they must not try to say, especially for anybody, and say, none of your business. No, it is your business, especially if it's you who's asking the questions about your account. Unless they can tell you exactly how you violated the terms of service, they cannot say, and be rightfully so, say that you violated the terms of service. Anybody can say you violated the terms of service, but if they cannot cite exactly where in the rules you violated the terms of service, then that's total baloney, and that's not acceptable either. By the way, today we're going to be having a very busy day. I just wanted to do this live stream, as I said, mostly to test the Android phone's ability to do the live streaming. But I also wanted to, at the same time, to point out that, number one, today we're going to be starting filming for the documentary. For 2 days, or 2.5 days, actually closer to 2 full days, we're going to be very busy doing a lot of answers, questions, possibly a lot of tours, a lot of touring dates, and information that will be used as part of the documentary. You still got time to get your mugs, by the way, so please don't forget to get your coffee mugs. They are available, and they are free, And let's see, what else can I say about the coffee mix? Well, the prices that were set by the printing company are firm. Okay, do not try to complain about the coffee prices, the coffee mugs. They're custom made in limited batches, and because they're produced in limited batches, the company has to charge enough to amortize the cost of printing and manufacturing, and that's what they do. It's called corporate common sense. So I'm asking all of you, please do not biatch about the price of the mugs. Okay? It's stupid to do, considering the fact is the t-shirt and the mug, it's really not that bad. And then you realize the fact is they're a limited run at this point. TNCC said hopefully that maybe he might be running another batch in the future. So if you missed out on this batch, don't panic. Just be ready to have your funds ready for the next batch, whenever that may be. Because everybody wants to see those t-shirts and those mugs succeed. And those mugs and those t-shirts are going to be used to help finance the upgrades and for all of our 3 of our sites. Our 11H30s, Cringe Reports, and mine. And so every single thing that you do is going to be used to help us grow and make a better studio setup. That's important, folks. And it doesn't mean that we don't love you, and it doesn't mean that you're not important to us. But let's make sure we understand one thing. That yes, we are indeed very happy to see you here. And we want to see you on here. We want to see you as an audience. We want to see you enjoy the content. We want to produce new content every day. And we want you to be there every day with us. And oh yes, one more thing. I'm not going to lie and say that my content is always going to be exciting. It's not always going to be exciting. It's not because we're bad people. I'd rather sometimes when we bring up important things like this issue about this one opinion editorial piece, it means just like it sounds like. The world is a crazy place right now. Nobody seems to people keep forgetting about that. But guess what? I see it every day. And so do the people at the Soup Kitchen see it every day. And then, of course, don't forget, today was also a test. Now, since I got your attention, let's cover some of the more mundane issues on this short little broadcast. Number 1, what's the weather going to be like for Winston today? It's going to be warm at 27 degrees Celsius. I've seen the weather forecast fluctuate a bit for the last few days, and I haven't really been able to pin the tail on the donkey because it keeps changing. But today, it's already kind of mostly cloudy. Well, it says partly cloudy here, but I would say it's more cloudy than sunny. Right now, currently, it is 25 degrees Celsius. The expected high today is 27 degrees Celsius, and a low 21. And Saturday, the same thing. It'll be thunderstorm, chance of thunderstorms, a high of 27, a low of 16. On Sunday, rain, a high of 22, a low of 14. Monday, rain, cloudy, a high of 22, a low of 14. Tuesday, slightly sunny, a high of 24, a low of 19. The nice thing is, looking at the forecast for the next few days after today and Saturday, it's going to be in the lower 20s, and it's going to be nicer, because that means I can turn my damn air conditioner off, and maybe even might be able to consider taking the air conditioner out of the window for autumn. Nah, it's a little too early for that yet. But anyway, the point is I might be at least put on a window fan and suck some clean air in from the outside, and maybe get ready for autumn and start cleaning the house and getting things going. But you know what? I'm going to tell you what. I'm sorry I wasn't able to read your chat comments today during the show, and but that's okay, because the point with this is to at least the test to see how the Android phone does in the live streaming at the Soup Kitchen, things like that. Don't forget, we have our live show on Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. a live show Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, a live show Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And the original intention was originally Twitch, YouTube on Sunday, Discord only on Monday, Discord, Twitch, and YouTube and phones on Wednesday. Well, I might consider expanding it to Twitch, YouTube, Discord, all days of the schedule for Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday. Of course, I haven't yet figured out what Thursday and Friday is going to be, but I certainly will at a later time. But for right now, I'm going to get ready to wrap this up. And I thank you for being part of this beta test. And I will see you guys at a later time. Okay? Bye-bye.